And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Valley of the Judged. I am your one and only gaming monk, better known as Mildra, and with me, I have my good brother here in the temple, the three-eyed master of dad jokes, good brother Joe. I'm not sure why I paused for a second.
It's because I brought the milk. It always stumbles everybody.
We'll go with that. So, last time around, we delved into some of the core mechanics and a bit of character creation with Cloudbreaker Alliance. This time around, and for the next few weeks, we're going to be delving into some elements that we skimmed but didn't go all in on. And the big one for that is going to be Lifeforms and character quirks for this week. Lifeforms are the game's equivalent of race. And there's quite a few of them. Normally, this is something that I skim because the input of your character race isn't all that big of a deal. I'd say it's a slightly bigger deal in Legend Edition. But in a lot of cases, by the time you get to like 5th level or a few sessions in, it doesn't matter. At least compared to the other stuff on your character. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter at all. It just matters less compared to class, archetypes, skill spread, all that kind of stuff. And after Lifeforms, we'll be getting into character quirks, which we did touch on a little bit. But there are going to be multiple lifeforms for the 4 different worlds, as well as lifeforms that don't quite fit. And each one of them has two traits. As we mentioned, there's not really going to be stat modifiers for different races. It's really 2 traits and sometimes a 3rd one. But first off, they go into what a life form is. Then going into some of the descriptors, as well as a demonstration of the hierarchy of classification, which anybody who's studied animals for any science class will be familiar with this. But then we also have a in-universe thing with the Thaumarcanic value, or TAV, described as the estimated amount of magical interference involved in the evolution or creation of a given creature. A higher number means more magic was involved, regardless of whether it was used intentionally or not. A cow, for example, has a TAV of 1, which is the baseline for the most mundane living creatures. Ghosts have a TAV of 50, and arcanoids, creatures of almost pure arcane magic, have a TAV of 99. Thaumarcanic activities have been attributed to being the primary cause behind the hastened evolution of creatures. In the projections of Phalanx classrooms, the way in taxonomy is presented by an upside-down tree floating in 3-dimensional space. Each branch extends downward into species, subspecies, and race. The height represents the taxonomic rank, while the width represents variety, and the depth represents TAV. This is sometimes called the Thaumarcanic vine, since it creeps periodically from the tree, often creating an awkwardly hanging node. The longer the TAV gap between the original creature and its evolved form is, the less they resemble each other. The Cloudbreaker's Guild Lifeform category is a greatly simplified version of the Weian taxonomy. Then going in the fact that categorizing every Funelian species and cross-species would be too arduous a task.
Just a bit.
So we do have a short list of the different life forms and what worlds they're native to, as well as the ones that are not native to one particular world, or the option to do custom life forms if you so choose. which we did cover this last week. You have 3 points to spend to get traits. A major trait costs 2 points, a minor trait costs 1 point. Extra traits are free, but you'll see there's not very many extra traits. So first we have the Phaland Lifeforms, which is the Sun and Star Elf, the Dwarf, and the Paracilian. Now there are some traits that are there more as a role-playing thing, and then there are some traits that are present as a mechanics thing. A lot of the minor traits would fall more into the role-play side of things. But the first one we have is Elf, which has a TAV of 7. And the difference between Sun and Star Elves is Sun Elves have Sleepless. They don't require sleep. And they can also tell the time to the nearest minute and predict the weather for the next 24 hours. Whereas Star Elves have Mental Compass. They always know which direction is north and can only get lost if affected by supernatural influence, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Their Elven Ears trait, when you make your detect skill roll with edge to listen. When you close your eyes for 12 seconds, everything you hear within 10 meters of you will appear as vividly to you as if you're looking directly at it, even through walls. You can even read the content of a note being written by listening to the sound of the scribbling, or the shape of the writing if you don't understand the language. You can also perceive invisible creatures that are corporeal within 10 meters, or one zone. So when they mention being able to see even with your eyes closed, I don't know why, but I keep thinking of the echolocation gimmick that they did for that Daredevil movie that Affleck doesn't want to talk about.
See, I just kind of see it as like eternal mom sense, you know?
Yeah.
It's like they don't have to turn around. Someone's making a face. It's like, your face is going to get stuck like that.
Then we have dwarves. Their major trait is natural magnetism, where they can levitate metallic objects within one zone of you. The object can't be heavier than 1 kilogram, and you can move it freely within the zone. You can also magnetize your body to attach up to 1 kilogram of metal to yourself. If it's doing magnetism, I do have to wonder if you could, as much as this has become a meme, reverse polarity.
Push against it in order to kind of like hover? Or send something flying at somebody?
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh
my gosh. They wear metal beard wigs. Because their magnetic abilities allow them to wear convincing metallic beard wigs without the need for wires. That is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Their TAV is 11, which actually puts them higher than elves.
They also smell metal.
Yep. They can smell metal and can tell if that metal is a crafted product, such as a weapon or raw metal ore.
This iron is raw!
Then Paracelian, which was created... This is a para-elemental, which was created 300 years ago by a experimental mishap, fusing with her subject and becoming the first.
Oops.
They reproduce via mitosis. And they have a indefinite shape and can take on any form, and as long as the jewel that is their core is intact, they can keep coming back. Their TAV is 24. They can squeeze through gaps or mimic the shape of a medium or small sized creature that they've seen within the last day. So given all of that, I think the parallel for a Paracellian would be Sue from Monster Musume. You know, the slime girl. Gesundheit.
Yeah, probably. Like, they're basically elementals, yeah? No, amorphous liquid-like bodies. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. This isn't like say the elemental themed race that was in Eberron. But
Genasi?
then we have yeah, Genasi. But then we have the life forms of Ilum. I don't know why I keep putting in that A in there. The first one is...
you're adding an I.
Yeah. The first one is Phonalian, which have a TAV ranging from 2 to 20. Because this is meant to be a family of sapient animals. Your big thing is animal aspect. You take a combination of 2 of the following traits. You cannot select the same trait twice. So we have aquatic, camouflage, chimer's body, drop tail, echolocation, hunter's eyes, pouch, and tracker's nose.
I love your animal aspect. Thanks. It has a pocket.
Oh. I do like it says, your pouch could be in your cheek, belly, or any other place your imagination dares to venture.
Stop thinking it.
On the other hand, I could see somebody doing some nasty misdirection with the drop tail. Just gives you a detachable tail. So somebody thinks that they've cast detect and found where you are, and it turns out, nope, that was my tail, idiot. You got faked out.
You can also use it as rations.
I'd probably if somebody does that approach, I'd probably put in a catch to that. Growing your tail back is not pleasant.
Or it just takes a very long time.
Well, it takes 7 days to regrow it. But I'm thinking it's a case of you're gonna be somewhat uncomfortable or worse on the mend. Depending on the kind of tail you're dealing with, because it's growing back in the same way that Wolverine's regeneration hurts, and he complains about it constantly. Or if I want to do a deep cut, the one guy who kept getting his head blown off in Men in Black and just grew a new one.
You know how much that stings!
But then we have the Floralian. They have a TAV of 22. They are essentially if the Phonalians are uplifted animals, the Floralians are uplifted plants. And they can naturally commune with nature. They can borrow the sense of touch and hearing of any plant within 100 meters. And use its limited senses to hear sounds within 10 meters. So we could do the joke. You could do the joke of, "I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees."
Dear Lord.
Oh. The catch is that it takes a minor action to do, and it only lasts for 10 minutes. And after you use it, you can't use it again until you take a long break or a full rest. You can also do sample test. You can snap off a piece of your branch that tests the effects of spells, hazards, or unidentified substances without having them affect you directly. That's probably going to look weird as hell to the rest of the party, just snapping off a branch and dipping it in the thing, looking at it and saying, yep, that's poison.
Yep.
And then we have Artificium, which is uplifted objects. I know one might look at the art and say, oh, these are robots. Nope, these are objects that have taken humanoid form because they've been uplifted. So when an object is infused with powerful dreams, hopes, and spirits, souls are attracted to occupy it, granting it life as an artificium. This phenomenon is tremendously rare and may only be possible in the peaks of Ilum, where the laws of the universe were originally drafted.
It's those yokai that what is it called again? Essentially like abandoned objects that have a lot of emotional investment in them become like sentient, that kind of deal.
They have a TAV of 42, which makes sense. They can either be
the life, the universe, and everything.
Yep, they can either be Arma type or Instrumentum type. So the main difference is what they get is their minor trait. Both of them get Living Toolbox, where they can turn their body into any type of toolkit and use it for a single task roll, making them Transformers.
Robots in disguise.
But Arma gets Weapon Eater. They can swallow 1 item slot's worth of weaponry and store it, or turn their body parts into swallowed weapons as a free action. Using my Marine Corps training, I can turn anything into a weapon, even this rifle. Wait, isn't a rifle already a weapon?
Shh.
Swapping weapons still takes a minor action, and you do have to have mastery in order to get the mastery bonus. You can regurgitate the weapon with a minor action. Suppose this is one way to get Gunface. On the other hand, the Instrumentum type get Object Empathy, which is exactly what you think it is. You can use it once per long break or full rest. Then we have the Lifeforms of Sanctum, which the first of which is Oni, which whatever someone may have been expecting as the appearance of a Oni, I don't think it is going to be this. I think a lot of people would be expecting big guys with clubs. But the Oni have a TAV of 9. And in fact, the 3 life forms on Sanctum, Oni, Angel, and Asura, are a single species of different races. But the Oni were the original inhabitants of Sanctum, and when Cloudfall happened, Angels and Asuras showed up. The Onis have the ability to make spectral masks, which is in the form of their Sigil Mask major trait. You can manifest an illusory mask of your own design over your face. While this is manifested, no one can read your emotions or remember any details about you, such as your physical features, clothing, and voice. All they can remember is your mask pattern. Psychology rolls made against you while you have your mask on automatically fail. You can dismiss the mask or change its pattern using a minor action. And the Shadow Meld lets you make thievery skill rolls with edge to sneak and hide when the sun is not in the sky.
Hmm.
I'm, for whatever reason, thinking of the Gray Man ability that I gave Covert Ops in Legend Edition. So it is in that particular vibe. But then we have the Asura, who's, their big thing is the Phantom Arms you can see.
Big fan.
Mm-hmm. While the arms are invisible, they can make thievery skill rolls with edge to pickpocket using them. While visible, they can make all of their brute skill rolls with edge. You can only use a pair of your arms effectively in combat. You can use your minor action to select which 2 out of your 6 arms to use. So, unfortunately, you're not going to be doing the whole wielding 6 weapons at once kind of thing.
Aww.
For your minor trait, you can sense violence. You can sense if there was a fight or bloodshed within 30 meters of you within the last 24 hours. You know the rough number of participants hurt or killed. Originally, they had physical extra arms, but due to generations of intermarriage with the other members of Sanctum, it's morphed into these phantom arms. Almost reminds me of one of the sirens in the Borderlands games I didn't play that had extra arms. I know it'd be tempting to bring up Asura from Asura's Wrath, but the one we have here isn't nearly angry enough.
I mean, you could be. They could be. You don't know their life.
But then we have angels, where during Cloudfall, a fleet of angels left Avalon to escape the advances of the undead. Upon landing on the island of Oni, they found refuge and allies to stand together with. And after 2,000 years of intermarriage, a lot of the angels' original traits have been lost. Angels can take the form of messenger or charioteer. And in a rare case, the difference between the two is in the major trait instead of the minor. Charioteers are rare, only 1 in 5 becomes one. But messengers get Angel's Descent. You can use your free action to slow fall speed. And charioteers get Be Not Afraid, where you can summon rings of light lined with countless rows of eyes to appear around you. While they're present, you can see in all directions around you, and no creatures can speak a lie within 30 meters of you. This lasts for 5 minutes, and you can end it early using your minor action. And Light Halo just lets you emit 30 meters worth of bright light from your halo and spectral wings. I've always found the Be Not Afraid amusing because when you look at biblically accurate angels, how is somebody not going to be afraid of what they see there?
Probably why it's the first thing that they say.
Then we have the Lifeforms of Ulruk, the world that I kept making Wild Arms references to. And the first of these is the Orc, which has the lowest TAV we've seen so far of 1. And I mean, they have Hardy, they can carry 2 additional item slots, and Explosive Voice. When you shout at the top of your lungs, you can make your intimidation skill rolls with edge, but everybody within 1 kilometer can hear you.
Comedically, I'd like to stub my toe and then use explosive voice in order to express how painful it is.
Hmm. But goblins and trolls have this, or goblins have the same thaumatic value of 1.
Uh-huh.
But they are divided between tickers and pickers. Both of them have the small trait, so you can make the cheap shot maneuver with edge against larger units, but larger units make scuffle maneuvers against with edge against you. Tickers get fearless and mechanical affinity. Fearless has intimidation skill rolls made against you automatically fail, and you're immune to being frightened. Mechanical affinity, when you're still and not making any noise, you can hear the faintest clicks and whirs of any machinery and construct that's within 30 meters of you. You know their exact number and locations. Whereas pickers, instead of mechanical affinity, they have play dead. You can pretend to be dead at will. While doing so, all of your life signs are imperceptible by normal means. Your ruse can only be uncovered by features and magic. Vision mailed instantly comes to mind. And then we have trolls. Who they stand a head higher than other sapienoids, and their skin has stone patches that thicken as they're exposed to sunlight. Their main thing is static sense. Your hair is sensitive to the slightest movement of air and static electricity. You can use a minor action to detect the presence of creatures around you and the size of the largest one. This does not work on enclosed creatures, such as those hiding in a room underground. While indoors, the trait has a range of 30 meters and 100 meters outdoors. It does work on invisible creatures, but not on incorporeal ones. And sturdy just has it that you can use endurance with edge when you're exposed to sunlight. The TAV for them is 6.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the other life forms. These are ones that don't fit any one world. One of them is humans. Yes, humans are not native to any of the worlds. They were one of the first ones that were discovered during the post-Cloudbreak world.
They keep saying they get isekai'd. I don't know what it means, but it's rather common.
They are a neutral life form unaffiliated to any region and can travel the regions without having to worry about political implications. A lot of them work as skilled labor or traveling traders. So you get an additional toolkit mastery and can carry 1 additional item slot's worth of items. But then we have a very interesting one in Armgeist. Armgeists are, well...
intelligent weapons.
Yep. And I do like that they say that this is an advanced option. Players may need to control and create backstories for up to 2 personalities, the host and the Armgeist. To reduce the roleplay load, you may want to use memory loss as an excuse. So you have Armgeist Possession. You start it in a weapon form of your choice, such as a longsword, bow, or other mundane weapons on the weapon list. You can't use machine arm or spirit arms. Then choose a life form to be your host. You can use their life form traits and control them as your own body when they're within 1 zone of you. You still need the relevant mastery to wield your weapon form. Your host life form can be the corpse or someone who has willingly let you take complete control over their body.
Wait, it's possible you don't know how to wield yourself?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Oh. You can't access the host's memory if they're still alive, but you can communicate with them. If your host has 0 resolve, you shatter while leaving your host barely alive. The revival process is the same, except you need to have a host and spend an extra 100 cred to hire a blacksmith. As a weapon, you occupy item slots. You cannot be disarmed unless you allow it. If you are 1 zone away from your host will collapse into a puppet. And after 24 hours, you will lose control of the body and shatter. As a disembodied Armgist, you can still see, hear, and communicate telepathically with creatures touching you. You can spend 5 minutes to meld with a different weapon, turning it into your new form. Your original weapon form disappears into it. You can spend 5 minutes to separate yourself from your melded weapon and return to your original form. And your minor trait lets you use your major action to hold your host's body and inventory into you and let yourself be wielded by someone else. This is definitely not a race that you should be using as your first character. I think that's very obvious.
Oh, but it would be fun.
But then we have the corpuscle, or just pulsals. They are humanoids that are the size of a watermelon. When three of them get along together, they can meld into a single medium-sized corpuscle, which has the combined personality of the 3. And their TAV is 35. They have multi-personality. They get an additional quirk point during character creation. And at any point in time, you can go from the fused version of the 3 of them to 3 very small pulsals. As pulsals, you can use your minor action to core and magically teleport to the other 2 into the position of a pulsal of your choice and then reform.
You're your own Megazord.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I keep thinking of Four Swords Adventures looking at this. I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong. It's a very amusing concept.
So once again, I can see why this is called an advanced option, because you are playing 3 characters and actually a total of 4 characters. The 3 pulsals and their combined form. But we also have Dragoncast.
The Thaw mechanic value is only 15? Interesting.
They have their majestic horns as a minor trait. When a creature is within 1 zone of you and can see your horn, you can roll a peel against that creature with edge. And I know one might look at this as Dragonfolk, but I keep thinking of, and there is definitely that, but it's a unique take on the concept. Also reminds me of Kirin quite a bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
You have command over water. So you can walk on water, breathe underwater, and don't suffer any action penalty when moving in water.
Oh.
And you have 3 uses of Water Command, which you regain after a full rest. This takes your major action and a Water Command, which lets you expel 1 bucket's worth of water out of your palm, gently or with enough force to push away a target. If you do the latter, you can roll with Mastery. The target you hit doesn't take damage, but is pushed 1 zone away. You can create a 5-meter radius air bubble in your zone that lasts 1 minute. It's centered on you and moves with you. Or create a localized rain that affects the zone. This rain lasts for 12 seconds. Although, since it doesn't state how heavy the rain is, you could have it be pouring buckets for 12 seconds.
Okay, but as long as there isn't some random dude screaming the name of his child every 10 seconds.
That is fair. But before we get to character quirks, what do you think of the races that we have present here?
It is a very interesting collection. Like, I do enjoy the fact that there's like just races that can exist in any of these places. Like humans make sense. Armgeist kind of makes sense because like intelligent weapons, there's no way they can come from any particular place. Corpuscles confuse me, but sure.
And
then there's the dragon.
Aside from, I got 2 of the 4 other type races I feel like could be used easily by a first timer. Corpuscle and Armgeist, I would not recommend it.
Now, here's the thing, right? They list custom life form under other life forms, but don't give it like a thing. Does that just come later?
It was already brought up last week. How you can basically take major and minor traits to make a custom life form, and they do explain it in that chart.
Yes, but like I kind of wish that they like in terms of like organization, I kind of wish that they placed it here, but that's just a minor nitpick with me. But like their take on goblins is interesting, as well as the orcs and trolls. I like what they did with the Oni, Ashura, and Angel, where they're basically like three races, but now they're a single species because they've been intermarried for so long. Which means like it's completely understandable to make like a custom race that's like takes the phantom arms of the Ashura and like the minor trait of light halo from an angel or shadow meld from an Oni because of that. Also, animal, plant, and object all in one country in terms of races is hilarious.
Remember, the world where they come from is a world where everybody thinks they're Jackie Chan. Not literally, of course.
I'm reminded of that one Family Guy segment. Oh gosh. Anyway. But yeah, like everything about this is interesting. The fact that elf isn't catch-all, but instead literally 2 different species that just happen to look similar. And the dwarves, like I still can't get over dwarves who use metal beards, like metal beard wigs, is just hilarious.
I can think of some dwarves who would have some very strong opinions about that, but then again, the dwarves I'm thinking of with that would have strong opinions about everything.
I mean, I'm just thinking of like the Final Fantasy 14 dwarves. Um, though a certain Slayer comes to mind from Gotrek and Felix,
Yeah,
but that wasn't his beard. That was his mohawk.
yeah, and the fact that anything that picks a fight with him dies horribly.
Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
can't remember the name of that particular Slayer that had like large nails as his mohawk.
I know who you're talking about, and he can't remember right now. Uh, and I'm not going to go any further into why he did that because that story is depressing.
It is incredibly so.
Uh, Snorri.
Snorri, that's it.
I think there was one other dwarf who had a very thick Scottish accent and his idea is I'm going to go out fighting in the craziest contraption I can invent.
That guy was great too. I wish I could remember more
Mhm.
of like the different ones, but in any case,
And of course, if we're talking about Gotrek and Felix, I have to bring up Thanquil.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Oh, and the fact that despite all of his plans going south because of them, um, they have no idea who he is. If anything, they were shocked that a rat a a rat folk could actually talk. Uh, but with that said, let us go straight into character quirks.
Let's.
So let me scroll down a bit. I held myself back because when it came to the Armgeist, I could have made a joke about the sort of roughhouseness, but you would have to be deep into Earthworm Jim to get that one. Or at least the fever dream that was his cartoon back in the day. Then again,
Oh
Earthworm
God,
Jim itself is a fever dream.
the theme song is now playing in my head. No.
Uh, well, how about the fact that if you that it is one of the earliest cases of long-term trolling because of the whole thing with the cow.
Oh God.
You know, you launch the cow and you think nothing of it, and then the cow lands on Princess What's Her Name at the end of the first game. It's like, yeah, you remember that cow you launched? Here it is again, just to ruin the ending because why not?
Oh dear Lord.
Uh, or the whole thing of I am not going into the full name of Queen Slug for a butt.
Probably for the best.
Mm-mm. But with character quirks, these are meant to be personality features that could help enhance their character. You do not have to base your character's personality on your quirks. Uh, Having contradictory ones might add more depth. But when it comes to quirks, there is the quirk itself, and then sub quirks for each rank. Uh, Now, character quirks gain a particular effect. This is this is refreshed each session. But you have, you don't have as many quirks as you did races, but each, aside from 2 quirks, each one has 3 ranks. Each rank costs 1 point. And or rather, not each rank costs 1 point. Each rank is the equivalent amount of points that it does cost. No, I had it right the first time, because it says if you spend 2 ranks in the kind quirk, you reach rank 2 in kind, and you get the soothing quirk and sub-quirk and the harmless sub-quirk.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So the quirks we have are Adventurous, which has Explorer, Peak Performance, and Survivalist. Calm, which has Ignored, Cause Paranoia, and Focused. Cause Paranoia makes me laugh, that after spending 5 minutes watching something, the thing gets the stress of being observed. Let's see. Cautious has Sense Danger, Prey Sense, and Pusillanimous. I probably mispronounced that, but I probably am not the last person who mispronounced it.
Pusillanimous. No, you were close enough.
Let's see. Geeky has Trivia Trove, Too Much Info, and Eureka. Do not pull an Archimedes if you pick Eureka, or use it. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to do that in a civilized area, and probably less so in a uncivilized area.
Can I at least come up with a new recipe?
Yes. Because that wasn't what Archimedes did. Archimedes ran through the streets of a Greek city without dressing because he was so excited he forgot his toga. Eureka is Greek for I found it.
It actually means something. Goodness.
Yeah, he was being, that the story goes, he was being tasked by a king to figure out whether, since he was working as a goldsmith along with a bunch of other tasks, this was ancient Greece where philosophers were wearing a bunch of hats. He was asked whether or not the goldsmith's crown was gold all the way through, or if the goldsmith had cheated by adding in silver. And, the story goes he stepped in his bath, saw the water overflowing, and figured out, hey, I could use this to figure out figure the thing out. Ran down the street yelling Eureka, and forgot his clothing because he was so excited. Whether or not that story actually happened is a bit up for debate. It is one of those apocryphal stories, but that's where the term Eureka was born. That's also why I say if you're going to do that, don't pull an Archimedes. Of course, if you pull that kind of thing in a city in January, in the winter, I'm going to be laughing. Because, it's freaking cold.
Yeah, you'd think you'd realize it the moment you opened the door.
Yeah. Let's see. Then Clingy has Friendship, Premonition, and There You Are. The way Clingy is described almost sounds like it would be not far removed from a yandere. Let's see. Greedy has Materialistic, Treasure Sense, and Yes. Look, if you're gonna title it that and you have it under the greedy category, I'm going to channel Gollum. You're just asking me to do that.
I mean, fair.
Although, I think The extreme example of this would be Larfleeze from DC. You know, the only Orange Lantern, because the Orange Lantern is all about pure, unadulterated avarice.
What's mine is mine. What's yours is mine. It's all mine. Mine!
Pretty much. Oh.
No, I think that was actually his lantern quote.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the case. I'd have to double check. Lex Luthor was deputized as a Orange Lantern for 24 hours, which had the predictable result. This was during the Blackest Night event. Because it was revealed that there was a emergency protocol that the Rings had where they could deputize anyone into being a Lantern for 1 day.
What? Luthor being an Orange Lantern? Never.
But then we have Haughty. I don't even have to name specific characters, but you can hear that laugh. And if you've watched enough anime, you know exactly that laugh.
Oh ho 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 ho. I'm not putting any effort into it.
But that has judgmental, aggravating. I think if somebody's going to use the aggravating effect, it has to have the I-beam gag as well. If we're going to go that ridiculous. And
boss around.
Yep. Of course, if you fail at boss around, then the creature you're trying to use immediately goes hostile towards you.
You're not the boss of me.
Mm-hmm. Then Kind has Soothing, Harmless, and Good Karma. Let's see. Then Intuitive has Lie Detector, Mystery Instinct, and Sense Conspiracy. This is like the first 2 steps of the 3-step process of creating a Lovecraft protagonist.
Yeah.
Or, I keep thinking of Schwarzwald from Big O, who may as well have been a Lovecraft protagonist. Just a late stage one.
Big O, Big O, Big O. Dun, dun.
But before we get to the next one, Clutch, I have to step aside for 1 moment, so I will hit the BRB for a second.
Okay.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and sorry that my model decided to freeze. This seems to happen sometimes. Especially if I step aside for a moment and then it stays stuck until I put my hand over the camera.
I mean, your monastery is located at the top of a snowy peak. You're stepping outside. What do you expect?
That is fair. But with Klutz, we have Fall on Clues. You can take environment damage to find clues. This damage cannot be reduced. Drop Danger. You touch a dangerous object to activate a hazard. You can choose to nullify all its effects and damage on you, but take 2d6 environment damage instead. So you nullify the trap affecting other people, but you still get hit.
Well, you nullify the trap, and you're getting hit, but not by the trap. You're slipping and falling into something else.
Mm-hmm.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah. And Klutz Contagion. When a creature makes any type of dice roll within 100 meters of you, You can choose to have that roll be made with setback, and the presence of the creature becomes known if it's hidden or invisible. You are such an accident waiting to happen, you're making other people have accidents. Then we have...
Got it, you're a Looney Tune.
Yep. Mysterious, which has chit-chat, misremember, and verbal trickery. Which I could see being useful for a diplomancer. Protective, which has sense trouble, sense malice, and self-sacrifice.
Oh joy, martyrdom.
The observant, which has perfect memory, sense secret, and hyper-aware. At least with this, you don't have to... This is what somebody who's going to do the whole check for traps all the time would have. And then Vindictive, which has Grudge, Unreasonable, and Time Bomb. And there are a few special quirks. The special quirks are intended for two types of players. The first are players who are not adept at role-playing their characters but still want to gain beneficial quirks. The second are players who want to role-play isekai characters who are granted cheats. So we have Cheat at Life. Rank 1, I win, which costs 2 quirk points. If you fail a task roll, you can choose to succeed at the lowest point needed for success, once per session. Cheat Fate, which has Tamper Dice, also 2 quirk points. When a task roll is made by you, another player, or the GM, you can choose to manipulate one of the dice roll. You can change the value on its face to any number or even remove it for that roll.
I came up with a horrible idea, but that's only because of the next special quirk.
Imaginary Friend. Rank 1 is Imaginary Friend. You can gain bond points and fond memories with an imaginary friend at the end of a mission or chapter as if that person is a party member. For other quirk purposes, the location of the imaginary friend is in your brain. You need to know the name of your friend. Rank 2 is Imaginary Friends. You now have a second imaginary friend who you can bond with. You'll need to describe the physical appearance of your two friends. Rank 3 is Imaginary Party. You have a third imaginary friend. You need to be able to describe your friend's backstory.
So this with the corpuckle. Just cause.
So, Corpuckle with either rank 1, 2, or 3.
Oh, go all out. It doesn't really matter because you're basically a person party that's forming a singular entity.
My name is Legion, for we are many.
One moment. I don't know. It's just hilarious to think about.
Oh yeah, they do go into a bit on telling a character's story, what the person character background is, and then giving a couple sample characters with Marla and Shirvan.
Is that Orca JoJo character?
Oh. And a few others. And no, I don't think so, but but because of the expression I can see why you would say that.
And the pose.
I do like the expression given for these. though.
Starlight Glamour is a dwarf magical girl, and I am here for it.
Mm-mm. Uh, that this is one of those understanding the assignment kind of things. Uh, and then Nintendo asked, "What do you think of all these?" I'm certainly enjoying what we've got here. Um, I do. When it comes now, when it comes to the whole custom life form thing, I think just reusing the existing major and minor traits is going to be a double-edged sword. There's certainly a lot of variety that you could do, but it is going to have a ceiling. And I'm not saying have a whole section for custom life forms, but I think a bit of guidance as to what might be a major or a minor trait couldn't hurt that section.
True.
Because due to the open circle design of Cloudbreaker, there are going to be races, life forms, or whatever that are not in the list. People are going to make their own as they make their own settings. And well, you might be able to infer certain patterns when it comes to the racial features here, the traits. I don't think that's going to quite cut it if this is your first time doing RPGs, which I bring that up specifically because this is a very noob-friendly game. It's going out of its way to make it very noob-friendly. Now that being said, I definitely like a lot of what we saw with Quirks. It can clearly lead to some fun combinations. And I don't have that same guidance issue. If only because the quirks that we have pretty much cover a wide berth as it is. But when we come back at this next week, we'll be delving into the disciplines and classes, which this is probably going to be one of the lengthier ones, and I'm definitely going to have to do some skimming as we go through it because there's quite a few, both on the basic level and the advanced level. And in fact, let me see if I did split that. If I didn't, then it's going to be a long boy. Actually, no. We are not doing disciplines and classes next week. We're doing that in 2 weeks. Next week is the 3-in-1 rule, which means we're going to be doing a double feature, covering Gravity Rip and Orbos Championship Tournament. 2 projects that I keep putting off for the last few months.
Finally, Gravity Rip.
Yeah, but disciplines and classes, that is going to be its own thing. With a lot of this season, I'm covering pairs of chapters. With disciplines and classes, that's the only chapter we're going to cover that stream. which given the amount we're going to be dealing with, is going to be fair. But now, because we're dealing with a high fantasy RPG, you might think some of the classes are going to be in familiar territory, but not as many as you think. And not the ones that you may think are going to be in familiar territory. You'll see that in 2 weeks. But until then, on behalf of the good brothers present and not present, my name is Mildra. I am your gaming monk. Stay fucking frosty, everybody.
Take care.